straight.
Yeah.
And that's what gets the engagement, not the kind, thoughtful, considerate thing that somebody says.
Yes. I would love to accentuate the trend of kindness. I really think that is one thing. If there's any one trend, and to lean towards kindness, to just to be nicer to people. And if we could all sort of agree that this is a virtue worth pursuing, I think it would change the way human beings interact with each other. These shifts, like the shift of looking at your phone, if we could figure out a shift, one of the more disturbing things to me that comes from the left, which I've always associated myself with being a left-leaning person, that there's a lot of meanness coming from the left now. And so a lot of by any means necessary, a lot of feeling the need to squash people and humiliate people and insult people because they don't agree with what you believe. And that I think this is a terrible path to go down, because then it sort of justifies people who think the opposite of that to be mean to you. So now no one's getting anything done, because this side's being insulting and that side's being insulting, and people are getting kicked out of restaurants, and people are protesting in front of people's houses because they disagree with things. And it's just a lot of cruelty, a lot of like meanness and cruelty, which is the enemy of discourse. As soon as that stuff gets thrown about, and as soon as it becomes a war, an idea war, or an idea sport, people are just trying to win, and they're trying to get back at you for what you said, and you get back at them for that, and it becomes this terrible stall-out situation.
Yeah, we've all bought into a game, and it's a bad game to play. It's the worst possible game, and it's very transparent. I mean, you look at what shows up on the first page of Twitter, and it's things that are perfectly designed to generate opinions. So teacher says that now classrooms will be equipped with a bucket of stones to throw at a school shooter. And what do you feel? Oh, that's stupid. Or, hey, that's actually kind of a good idea. It's better than nothing. And everyone's engaging with it. And you're buying into it. You're supporting it, and you're promoting it, and you're making it bigger by paying attention to it. I mean, there's an amazing book that I recommend anyone listening to this read called Amusing Ourselves to Death by Neil Postman, which he wrote in 1985, before computers, before social media, before any of this. He predicts all of it perfectly without even knowing the faintest hint of what was going to happen. And, you know, his solution, if there is one, is, you know, partially to disengage from all of this, but to try to appreciate long, nuanced, careful things, which is very hard to achieve on Twitter or television or most places. We try our best.
Well, I think that's one of the reasons why podcasts, like especially ones like this, that are these long-form conversations, are becoming popular, because people are hungry for actual communication. They're hungry for people that are just, even if we disagree on things, I want to know why you think the way you think, and I want to hear it all. I want to hear all of your reasoning. I want to hear the thought process that led you to that. I want to hear that. And I want to be able to talk to you about how I think and why I think the way I think. And maybe we can come to some middle ground, or at least understand each other. Or I go, oh, I see where you went, or I see why you do. I see what's happening inside your mind, or the way you feel, or how it relates to your life. This is absent in most discourse on television. It's absent in all talk shows. It's like we were talking about the oddness of a panel show. I mean, they're so bizarre. It doesn't make any sense. None of it, it's not how human beings interact with each other. Can you imagine if every conversation you had in your life, there was an audience clapping or wooing at everything you said? It creates this sort of fake way of communication that has become so commonplace with us. Just even the way they sitting next to each other like this, like we're not looking at each other. I would be sitting over here and you'd be at the desk, and I'd go, well, Hamilton, funny you bring that up. But, you know, and they'll look at the crowd. It's just, it's alien. I mean, it's really weird. And I think because of the fact that people are so addicted to their phones and addicted to media and this constant influx of this loop of information. I mean, if you watch the news, they can't just give you the fucking news. You have to get that scroll on the bottom of other shit that you should be freaking out about. It's like the news itself's not enough. No, you have to know about terrorist attacks and fucking ISIS and some new flu that can't be cured. And it's all scrolling on the bottom while you're watching other shit. This is not how human beings are designed. We're designed to talk. We're designed to communicate with each other, person to person. This is what we're good at.